degrees. No, I'm not letting shit be. What about them times when I ain't have a damn thing to eat? Niggas spend bands on their jeans.
Hey, this is your girl Shane B with Lyf NYC. Come sit with me, take a sip with me, because somewhere in the world it's cocktail time, but is it sweet? We are here at Eve's Lounge for a dope event called Flexing in My Complexion. This is a dope event for Black History Month. Lyfe is super excited to even be invited and to be here. And we are here to interview two of the dopest owners, Deborah and Kim. Yes, it's a Black-owned business. We are here to talk to them about how they played such a pivotal role in the community and help building businesses and the neighborhood. We are excited because, you know, Shane B doesn't only give the turn up, we like to educate as well. Hey, Sweet Lifers, this is Shane B and I'm sitting with Deborah and Kim, the owners of Eve's Lounge. How are you ladies today?
We're good. It's great to see you.
Well, thank you for having myself and Sweet Life here. Eve's Lounge, what was the inspiration behind the name?
When we first started, there was three of us. So it was myself, Kim, and our other business partner, Cree, who unfortunately passed away last year. And we basically all came up with different names. We couldn't decide, so we said we're going to put all the names in the hat, and whatever we pull out, that's what it's going to be. And it wound up being Eve's, and it's grown on us, you know, over the years.
I love it. Like I came up with all these different concepts about what Eve could mean. It could be. I was running for the past couple of weeks. I'm like, yeah, it embodies the woman. Like, you know,
all of that.
Yeah.
You know, everybody took it from a spiritual perspective. I have a spiritual background, and then, you know, Adam and Eve, we had the concept of we're going to do Eve's, they're going to be women restaurants, and we're going to do Adams, and it's going to be men restaurants. Right. You know, and then we were like, that might be too much, so we was like, let's just go with Eve, like evening, relax.
Because everything comes from us women anyway. The feminine and the masculine, so we don't have to separate it, right? What was like, what you have the inspiration behind the name, you came up with it, was great, right? What were like your obstacles in doing business? Just being two beautiful women and, you know, Black women in this type of industry, which a lot of the industries are male dominated. How, like, what were the obstacles, like, and what would be some tips that you would give other small business owners as well, like females?
Well, for me, I think it's important when you're going into business, and this is anyone, that you have a cushion, all right? A lot of people go into business and they're investing everything that they have, and then they need to live. They need to pay their rent. They need to pay their mortgage. They need to feed their families. So for us, we didn't take any money out of the business for over a year. We just continued reinvesting in the business and trying to grow it. So I think it's important, anybody going into business, they have a cushion. What are your thoughts?
In terms of obstacles is just what you said, being Black, being a female, and it continues to be an obstacle. It's a male-dominated business. It's a white-dominated business. So they're always the same obstacles. They see you less than. They don't respect you as much. And if you do, you know, kind of show that you can handle it, they want to call you a bitch. Like, you can't. So it's the same circle. But, you know, just keep trying, keep going until you earn their respect. You know what I mean?
Is it very difficult? Because for me, I used to throw parties, right? And the biggest thing that I got was like, I was extremely aggressive, but that's a male-dominated industry, so I had to be. I couldn't be, you know, this soft woman. I had to be a bully in a sense. Like, what would you say to like another young person such as myself that's called like you're too aggressive or you're being too masculine? Like, what advice would you give them?
Ignore it.
I mean, I think it's important, you know, you have to do what you have to do. You have to carve your way out, you know. You have to keep pushing until you reach your goals, you know, so you can't be deterred by what people say. You know, if somebody's saying you're being too aggressive, you have to tell them that's not necessarily the case. I'm about my business. You understand? I'm about my business. I'm about making my business grow.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Definitely those are the obstacles. And I watch you in the community. I've lived in this community since I was 15. So I'm 40 now. Thank you, thank you. And I've watched you guys in this community not only expanding Eve's Lounge, because I remember when it was just that area here, right, the small side. Now we have this expansion, but then you guys open up event space across the street where the Taylors are now, and now you're partnered with Caribbean Spice. Right? What drives your ambition as well? You know, because you guys really did see the community change, that's one, and you also played a big role in how it changed.
We made all those accomplishments when we actually did, we had here, we actually bought the property from here to the corner, so we actually own the corner store too.
Oh, wow.
So we bought the property and decided to make it ours. You understand what I'm saying? So now we're embedded in the community. Like, even though we didn't live in the community, so we bought in a community where we take money from this community. So we put it right back into the same community that we take from. Like a lot of people, you know, they're from Long Island or whatever, and they come into our neighborhoods, they take it and they go back.
They buy it, yeah, they go back.
And they go back to where they are. So we decided to do it right here.
I was online and I was looking at reviews, right? And for me, as a person that is a consumer here, like, you know, I did that. A customer here. I had like a great experience. That's how I first met both you ladies, sitting at the bar, and y'all just came. I didn't know y'all were making drinks. I think you were making drinks, right? You came from the kitchen, and that's how I met you ladies. And then we talked, and I found out you own it. So it was great to see other people's perspectives, right? So here are some of the things that were said about you guys. It's a great ambiance. The owners are very nice, which is true. The hookah variety is amazing. So I have to come here and get hookah. I love hookah. Great karaoke. I can't sing, but I will do karaoke. So, and the Caesar salad is off the hook. Okay. So my question is to you: when you when dealing with customers, you're in a hospitality business, right? When you were thinking about your business, like the business that you want to open up, a restaurant, what made you go into the hospitality business? And here's another question I like to ask: are the customers always right?
No, they're not. But you have to give them. We're different when it comes to. I'm like, we get a lot of customers that, you know, they want to give you a hard time because of who you are, being female, being black, you know, and we go, they wouldn't treat us this way if we was. But, you know, at the end of the day, the customer's right. It's their money that they're spending. They can spend it someplace else. So we try to not try to act a fool.
Right, absolutely. What would you say, Ms. Deborah?
What I would say, honestly, Shane, is it's important for us to deliver a quality product, you understand, for the money. You know, people work hard for their money, you know. So if I know that I'm delivering a quality product, then I have confidence in it. And if something is wrong, one of us is always here on site. There's not a day goes by that one of the owners are not here. And I tell the staff, if a customer has a complaint, let them talk to us. And I'll do my best to correct it. You know, I'll do my best to fix it. I want you to have a good time. There are thousands of restaurants in Brooklyn, and you can go anywhere, but you came to Eve's Lounge, and I want you to know that we appreciate that.
I'm going to tell the audience, don't come here and be jerks. Come here and be nice, because I'm a firm believer. That has been my profession since I was 19. Customer service, I trained it. You know, I created training curriculum for it. And now I work as a customer service rep again, right? And I'm with you. The customer is not always right, but it's how you manage their incorrectness. So we ought to handle people with decency, you know, regardless of what it is. Just because you're spending your money doesn't mean you can hit them with it, and that's my motto. You know? What was the biggest thing in starting your business? Like, I know that you have to come up with a business plan, you know, different things like that, right? So with me as being a new business owner, I did not come up with a business plan at first. I didn't. I just kind of had this idea. I went and I did the drop shipping, and it's been hard to do it backwards. So for a first-time business owner or restaurant owner, what are some key things, you know, that a person should have to start that?
I I mean, for me, I mentioned the cushion earlier on. It's important. It's important because you always have to expect the unexpected, and nothing is constant in life except change. You know, things are changing every day, and you have to be prepared for that change. I think flexibility is key. You know, we have in our mind that we want to do things one way, and it may not necessarily work out that way, or something may come to interrupt that. So you have to be able to be flexible, and I think that's important.
So basically, you have your cushion because you shouldn't depend on the business to take care of your day-to-day bills. So how that did you have to work and have a business? Like, because you know at times that can be really difficult for running a business. Like when you're working 7 or 8 hours a day for someone else, and then you have to come in and put 7, 8 hours a night for your business. How did you ladies manage that? Did you up and say, listen, I'm jumping into this, I'm quitting my job, this is what I'm doing? How did you manage?
Sure. I don't work a 9 to 5. This is what I do. We're going back to the business plan. We didn't do a business plan either, but
Okay, so I'm not too bad.
you're not. But when as we were in the middle of the business, I got some perspectives from people who do have businesses that are thriving, and you do need a business plan. And even though we're in the middle, we have to go back and do a business plan. And before you start any business, you have to have an exit plan. What are you trying to get out of this business? Is this for a living? Is this for 10 years and I'm going to stop? You exit plan is key. Like, what's the long run for this particular business? So I think that's where you begin. I think if you can do a business plan, that's great, but it's hard. A business plan is hard to do. To sit down, it is. And, you know, you sit down and you get frustrated and go, how do you do this? I start 10 times. I'm like, forget it. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. But but then you watch it's some craters you're gonna fall in if you don't do a business plan. You just gotta work harder if you don't do the business plan.
So you would say that like mentorship is good because you did mention that you spoke to other business owners and they were saying, hey, that you need a business plan.
Maybe not. I took classes. I took business classes. Yeah, and we thought we were doing well. I thought the business was doing well. We were open for like 3 years, and the teacher said to me, she was like, tell me about your business. And I'm telling her like, yeah. I said, we're in the black and whatever. She said, well, how much do you make? And I said, well, I don't make nothing yet. She said, so your business is failing. Close it.
That's what she said?
Exactly what. Wow. And I came home and I told her, I said, the teacher said, we're failing. Our business is failing because we are not paying ourselves our rate. But again, that's their perspective. We don't have, our parents didn't give us $1 million. We don't have the cushions. We don't have, so, you know, slightly different. So we have to take a different look at it and say, let's just keep going.
So how did you like recover from that statement though? Because you know someone that you consider to be a professional and she's teaching business, she told you like, listen, you're not doing a good job. Close it. Yeah, like close your business. What was your mind frame after that? Like, did you get a sense of being defeated or did it make you want to push further?
I came back and said, I need a salary from here.
She said, I want my money.
Exactly.
I need to take some money
I
out of
need to make sure that this business can pay. You're not making money in your business.
Well,
And it takes time. I mean, it takes time to build a business. We're getting ready to celebrate 12 years here, you know. So we've put in the time and we've made the commitment, you know. But it takes time to build a business, and you can't be delusional. You have to realize that. It takes time, it takes energy, and it takes commitment, and you have to be willing to do that.
because it's not going to happen overnight. So you're not going to push a big body Benz tomorrow and you just open a business. I think that's what a lot of people get really defeated in, is in the next 5 years they don't see what they saw in their head. Like you said, you have to be adaptable to change. And if you're not, you're going to give up on something that could ultimately be great. You know, and you guys didn't, because I've kind of been getting tipsy here for a long time. I don't want to say drunk, but 12 years. I've had some good times. I've been here for karaoke and jazz as well, yeah, and it's been a beautiful ambiance. Yeah, no, you guys are doing. I don't like the word try, because when you're trying, you're falling short in some way, right? But when you're doing, it's happening. So that's my motto, you know? So you guys are doing, yeah. You guys are doing. So tell us about flexing and, you know, my complexion. Like, how did you come up with the concept?
It's actually not my concept. It's something we do in conjunction with an organization called Rise. His name is King Poobah. We've been doing it every year, and we give a percentage of our proceeds. So we pick a charity. I have a charity called TRAP, Triangles Around Prospect Park. He has a charity where we give back to kids. So this summer we want to make sure that 150 urban kids know how to swim. You know what I mean? And we don't make sure that they understand swimming, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we do stuff like that. Again, we've been doing this for the last 3 years. It's always a success. It should be a nice event.
So we have to get all the information, and I have to run it on the show. I'm going to run it every show. Okay, so we can promote that because I think that's awesome. A lot of our children in our communities do no longer have those resources that we used to have, like growing up. They don't have it. And you get at least 150 children to swim, right? You keep them out of something in their community. And I don't know if you heard, I think it's Harvard that has the all-black swim team now. Yeah, so I was excited to see that. You never know. You might have the next Harvard graduate that you guys sponsored.
Dominate every field we go into. So I think and we get into swimming, and these are more opportunities, more scholarships, more ways to get to college, etc.
That all sounds good, honestly, in terms of the scholarships and what kids can do with them. But learning to swim can save your life. People don't realize how many youth drown as a result of not knowing how to swim. I mean, going to the beach, going out to Rockaway Beach. You're hearing every summer about kids that drown. So it's about being able to save your life and then everything else that comes with it. If they get a scholarship to college, that's wonderful. But that's the bottom line.
Yeah, but first, let's live to do it. I'm going to tell you guys an interesting story. My granddad taught me how to swim, right? And he's Jamaican. So he's like, they have a big pool, and I'm always in the kiddie part where I can kind of stand up in because I'm kind of short. He pushes me in the pool. He goes, sink or swim. So I learned how to tread water. And he jumped in the pool after me. But I know it sounds really cruel and child abuse, but he helped me get rid of that fear of being in the deep end. You know, it's like regardless of what, you can be courageous. You know, I might have to save my own life, right? So like you're saying. So I know how to save myself. I want to take swimming classes so I can help save somebody else one day. So what do we expect at the event tonight?
Just to have a good time. Have a good time. Celebrate our complexions, our different complexions, and we got a few drinks. You can get the Martin and the Malcolm, which is gin. And, yeah, so we named a few drinks after our try one before you leave. You're a whiskey drinker, and just have a good time. We got a few DJs coming through, donate their time, so everybody have a good time.
And it's Black History Month. You know, it's Black History Month. February is Black History Month. It's about acknowledging it. It's about acknowledging us as a people and all of those that have gone before us, our ancestors on whose shoulders we stand. You know, we wouldn't be here if that didn't happen, and it's about acknowledging them.
Because you ladies right now and being in business for 12 years is breaking generational curses, like all across the board. You know, being able to own a portion of a block, staying in business for 12 years and thriving, and doing it very eloquently. So I commend you ladies, you know. I know that you ladies have a busy night, so I'm not going to keep you any longer. But I want to know towards the end of the interview, is there anything that you want to add and tell my lifers?
I mean, for me, I think I'm just grateful. I'm grateful. I think that, we've been fortunate. We were prepared. The opportunity was presented in front of us, and we were prepared. We took advantage of that opportunity, and it's not a day that goes by that I don't give thanks, and I think that's important.
She's thankful. I'm thankful. My mom is 98 years old. She got a 6th grade education. My dad had a 4th grade education. I have a master's degree. I own businesses, and how do you go from here to there? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah.
Now you've possibly inspired, besides the people that you already inspired, more people to do it. Not just women, but young boys too. You know what I mean? So
I think it's key to create generational wealth. We don't all think about that, but it's about creating generational wealth. And I think that's certainly one of the goals that we have.
So are you ladies willing to do like a mentorship? Like for like younger people, or I mean, if you know a lot at the time, not.
I do it already. We do something with Lattice for Leaders every summer. We do. We bring kids into the business to learn the business every summer. Last year we did 4 kids. The year before that we did 12 kids. It's usually like 20 kids. They're part of to Eves. It's called Lattice for Leaders. It's the Usher Esplanade, the upper kids that want to do something, want to learn business, that want to be entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? They're on their way to college. They come into our business. They learn it. They work in it. They get paid well, and that's what it's about.
I'm excited. And just in general, we have a young staff. Most of our staff is very, very young, and they're learning as they go. They don't hesitate to ask questions, and we sit and talk with them about their goals and what they eventually want to do when they move on from Eve's Lounge. So
that's what makes a great leader, when you can pick other leaders, and you ladies have thrived at that. And I want to thank y'all for having me tonight. I appreciate you ladies. I really, really do. But before you leave, I want you to give your organizations, your handles, so everyone to know where to find you. I've given the address. I'm trying to cross my T's and dot all my I's, so I'm going to hand the mic to you, Kim.
What did you say handles? Eves? Oh,
yeah, Instagram.
Oh, at Eve's Lounge. Everything is at Eve's Lounge. At Eve's Lounge. Everything is at. Yeah.
Oh, nothing else? Well,
Everything. Instagram. Everything is at.
Eve's Lounge is everything across the board, all social media websites. You're going to either get it or you're not, okay? And we want to thank all my lifers for coming to sit with me and take a sip with me, because somewhere in the world it's cocktail time, but is it sweet? And we're out.